Right, I'm just going to say it. We love Popeyes.
How could you not? I mean, the chicken, the crunch, the New Orleans flavour. I'm dribbling just thinking about it.
Yeah, you are. Well, you know it's serious when we start daydreaming about their chicken sandwich.
Don't get me started on the chicken sandwich.
It's the best.
Oh, it all started back in New Orleans in the 70s. Proper Louisiana roots. Proper southern flavour. Then they came to the UK in 2021. And they've already got 75 restaurants here. And every time they open a new one, it's a massive deal. There are queues down the streets. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. I know you were there.
They serve their New Orleans style menu featuring the infamous chicken sandwich that literally broke the internet, plus wings, tenders and traditional biscuits served with gravy.
Their chicken tastes so good because it's 100% fresh, marinated for 12 hours and hand breaded and battered on site for the iconic shatter crunch coating.
Oh, I think my stomach just rumbled. Sorry about that.
So if you haven't tried it yet or you're already hooked like us, Popeyes is offering the Buckleys listeners a tasty little treat.
Yep, you get £5 off when you spend £15 or more on the Popeyes app using the promo code Buckleys.
That's Buckleys. You know how to spell it.
That's how you spell it. Honestly, trust us, just try the sandwich. You'll be licking your fingers and possibly the phone screen as you order.
Well, try not to do that, that's a bit gross.
Oh, I'll make no promises, Claire. We got cut off because I was going, look at all these people here in Adam's Bottom. We've managed to fit the car in Adam's Bottom as well.
Okay.
It was a tight squeeze, to be fair, but we managed to get it in Adam's Bottom. And they were like, you're off.
I'll do you a deal.
Go on.
I'll wipe the knife if you wipe the toilet after you've got it all up the edge.
That's not a deal.
Well, then do you want to stop moaning then?
Not a good deal. Not a great deal. I remember when I got the part, and I was already a little bit worried about it.
That's a big responsibility.
Only Fools and Horses means so much to me.
Yeah.
And I remember Joe Thomas going, it's a bit like Bond, isn't it? It's a bit like being the new Bond. And I went, thanks, mate. All right, you ready, Claire?
I'm ready, mate.
Okay, hello and welcome to the Buckleys. That's right, I'm still reading this intro from an iPad, even though we're on episode 36. This is the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit and invite you into our lives. Come on in. Get right in there. Before we get into it, we just want to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions for us by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at thebuckleyspod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app that you like to use. And if you do enjoy the show, why not give us a little 5-star review, eh? Or just pop a little 5 stars up there. Come on. You can get another star in there. There's plenty of room. All right.
Go on.
I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
How are you, Claire?
I'm all right, mate. Tight and all right.
Yeah. Well,
Well, we got off to a rude start. There we go.
There we go. What's been going on in our lives this week? Not been up to much, have we? Although, I'll be honest, Claire did a thing this morning that I think we've all fallen into the trap of.
What?
When we were getting out of the taxi.
Oh, no.
You know when someone says, oh, have a good... and you're ready to come back with, you too.
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah.
So we were getting dropped off at the train station. The taxi driver said, have a good journey. And
I thought he was going to say, have a good day.
Yeah. And Claire went, you too. But everyone's done that, haven't they? Happy birthday, you too.
Yeah.
Things like that.
To be fair,
Waiter says, enjoy your meal. Thank you too.
I called myself out before it got awkward. Because he went, have a good journey. And I went, you too. And then I went, you too.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway,
you just love Bono, don't you? And The Edge.
Love it. Love them. God, I hate Bono. Come on.
Straight in there.
We all do, don't we?
Straight in there.
Fucking Bono. Fuck off. Oh, he's up there with, what's his name? That bloody miserable bugger for the Smiths.
Ah, Morrissey.
Oh, the two of them.
Problem is, you can't really talk about Morrissey these days.
Why? What's wrong with him now?
He's very controversial. But I do love the Smiths. But he is very controversial.
I can leave the Smiths. Is that a controversial take? For somebody who likes music?
Yeah, for someone that likes music, if they say I don't like the Smiths, then okay.
I mean, I like that one, Hit by a Bus or what's that? That, I mean, I can listen to that, but he is awful
There
whiny.
is a light and it never goes out. I think that's what that song's called.
Crashes
into us. To die by your side is such a heavenly way to die.
Yeah.
If you want to do a good Morrissey
He's
impression,
a bit whiny.
you need to put your chin out and you just talk like that.
Yeah. I don't mind that song, but...
No, the Smiths are great.
They're no Benson Boone, I tell you that.
No, he is fucking cool. Hey, with his with his waistcoats. Claire,
Yes.
I'm having a bit of a shit time this week.
Why?
I've had a massive breakout on my face.
You got a little spotty nose, ain't you? I'm spotty as well. Do you know what I think it is?
I know exactly what it is. We've already discovered what it is. It's because it's so fucking hot at the moment as of recording. And we slept with a fan on.
Yeah.
And it just I'm clawing back. Because I look after my face. Believe it or not. But I do. It's a good half hour of nonsense that I do every time before I go to bed.
You do have a skincare routine, you do.
I sit there, let stuff soak in, set a timer on my phone for 6 minutes and let it soak in. I do that every fucking night. And put my retainer in and all sorts. And then it breaks your heart, doesn't it? You wake up all spotty and stuff. You go, I did everything you wanted me to do, skin. What's the matter with you? I thought I was supposed to not get spots anymore. It was awful when I was like between the ages of 12 and 16.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, well, hopefully once I'm older, I'm not a teenager anymore.
I know. I didn't get spots when I was a teenager. Obviously, I got the odd one. But then when I got to about 23, 24, I got rosacea.
I didn't get...
So I went through... Remember, my cheeks were just constantly red and lumpy.
I liked it, though. You looked all rosy and happy.
Yeah, but they were lumpy.
You looked like a little cartoon character.
Oh no, I hated it.
I didn't get like acne or anything like that.
No,
I would get one great big, massive, huge volcano-sized spot.
Go green.
That was so sore to touch.
Yeah.
And my mates would be like, "Why don't you just fucking pop it?" I remember one of my mates tried to pop a spot for me once. And I was literally crying. I was like, you got to stop doing this. I was like, my eyes were all watering and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was supposed to be learning. Oh, I've got a little chat GPT update because I know that everyone loved me talking about chat GPT.
That was the most boring. And by the way, I don't even know how long
there was a lot of comments about that.
Let me finish a sentence.
Go on, hurry up then. Because otherwise, the chat GPT conversation is going to go on.
I don't know how long that went on for in that episode, but in here, in this studio, it was about 45 minutes.
But
you were killing everybody.
Absolutely, but they all hung me out to fucking dry. Because I do. I just talk nonsense, and I always leave you lot with more than what you could possibly need, so that you could get rid of all the shit. I didn't listen to the episode, but I saw the comments.
So you're going to do it again?
And in my defence, I did not think that they would that they wouldn't edit that down or something. But obviously you guys didn't. What's the matter with you? Anyway, just a quick update, right? There was a comment from a person called Jack D. Francis.
Oh, he sounds posh.
Which, I'm going to be honest, sounds too much like a real name to actually be real. This is their comment. Love this podcast, but the chat GPT bit is just another example of how people don't know how to use the tool properly. Oh. People think it can do 100% of the work. It's best used to polish already existing bodies of work. A solid framework renders amazing results.
I think that's chat GPT.
I think AI has infiltrated our comments.
Yeah, that sounds like it, doesn't it?
That sounds like...
JDF.
That is, what are they called? Cybernet. Going, oh, someone's slagging off, someone's questioning, we better put some, if you use it like this, it'll be really, really good for you. So,
we see you.
They're always watching.
Can't get us.
They're always watching. Hey, can I do a super quick moan for you, Claire?
Sure.
No, it's going to be really, really quick.
You said that last night.
No. Yeah. And it was. Still wasn't quick enough for you.
It wasn't quick enough.
Jesus. All right, I'm trying my best. So I've already told you about this, and I just want to bring it up publicly and open it up for some kind of debate.
Okay,
right?
Debate. Let's go.
Wipe the knife before you put it back in the bar.
Me?
Yes. Or someone in the house. All right? What you do is, if you're making a sandwich, if you're using butter, peanut butter, Marmite, any kind of spread, chocolate spread, Nutella, any kind of spread, just have a little kitchen roll there. So you get a bit out, wipe it on your toast, wipe the knife, goes back in, and then there's no fucking food in my butter. I don't open up the lid and they go, oh, great, there's a load of fucking food in here. That's what I want. Someone else's old food on top of my new fresh food.
Listen,
response?
When you try and give me into trouble about stuff run about our house,
Go on.
it makes me want to kick you in the face.
Yeah.
How dare you? I do everything in that house, all right? If I forget to wipe the knife after making probably you or one of our children a bit of toast, then you can get out of it. I spent yesterday scrubbing shit stains off a toilet.
No one made you do that.
So...
No one made you do that.
With all due respect...
I think we've been through this as well.
You can go
when
fuck
you
yourself.
clean the toilet and then I need to go to the toilet and you're like, no, don't use it. You're not going for a shit, are you?
All right,
I've just cleaned that. And I go, well, what am I supposed to do?
Okay, I'll do you a deal. I'll wipe the knife if you wipe the toilet after you've got shit all up the edge.
That's not a deal. That's not a deal. That's a bad deal.
Well, then, do you want to stop moaning then?
Not a good deal. Not a great deal.
Do you want to stop moaning then?
Do I want to stop moaning? No. I love it. I love it too much. I enjoy it. I live for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. And to be fair, I don't think it's you.
Well, the kids are at that stage now where they're helping themselves and making sandwiches.
I don't think it's the kids either. It became an epidemic when people came to visit us a little while ago. Your family. And I know they listen to this. So wipe the fucking knife before you put it back in the butter. Anyway, Claire, should we move on to the theme of this podcast? What is it, Claire? Without looking? This is unfair because I didn't know what it was as well, but I looked.
I don't know, mate.
It's reboots. We're going to talk about reboots. Swipe. Okay, Claire. Today, it's a TV and film related theme, so we're talking about reboots.
Great, I can do that. I can talk about the telly all day.
If you wanted to appear in any TV reboot, what would it be?
Oh, a TV reboot.
I feel like there's lots of variables you have to take into consideration. Because some stuff is like, don't touch it, leave it.
Yeah. I tell you what was floating around for a little bit. You
going back to clean the toilets again?
No. No. And the guy who created it follows me on Instagram. Kurt Sutter.
Ah, Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. So it was floating around for a little bit that they were going to do like a prequel to that where they had like a young Gemma and young Clay.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd love to play young Gemma.
How's your American accent?
I could do it. I
don't know. When did that come out? When did Sons of Anarchy come out? It's probably about over 10 years ago now, surely.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you're probably...
For sure. Too old.
Probably missed the window for a young Gemma.
Jim, she was about 50.
I know, so give it another 10 years and you'll be able to just reboot it again.
Oh, come on. Not that old.
2008 was Sons of Anarchy. That's when it first came out.
Right, but she probably got married when she was like 25.
2008. That was a good year for television. Lots of great stuff came out in 2008.
You don't think I could play a 25-year-old?
Yes.
So I can see you.
What do you mean?
You're sitting right next to me. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I said yes. I said yes.
Don't do the look to camera. That's my thing. I do that for you when you're talking shit. No, but I think that would be quite good. Like when she gets married to Jaxie's dad, and you never see him, do you? He was dead.
Well, that's a good
right for the beginning.
That's the thing. Do you need to explore that character because he was such a big part of the show already?
He created the club. So that was floating around for a little while.
I'd watch it.
Should I DM Kurt?
Go on, do it.
Should I be like, listen, young Gemma, right here, I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
She's interfering. She's annoying, but you can't really say anything because she'll knock you out.
Yeah, she's angry.
Yeah.
Scary.
So.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Scary.
I was in Rock and Chips, of course, which I always forget.
Of course you were.
The prequel to Only Fools and Horses.
Now that I did watch.
Yes.
Because you always talk about how I didn't watch The Inbetweeners.
Yes.
I watched Rock and Chips. In fact, little story, I was living in London by myself, and one of the things, as we all, if you've listened to this podcast before, you'll know whenever my dad's mentioned, James just talks about how miserable he is and how he doesn't talk to anyone or like anyone.
In a nice way.
And in a nice way, sure, yeah. But me and my dad always watched Only Fools and Horses. It was one of his favourite programmes.
Yeah.
I think it's every dad's thing, innit? They always have Only Fools and Horses on.
Probably the best TV show ever made.
It's very good. So me and my dad always had that. And then I was living by myself when I saw the advert for Rock and Chips. This is obviously before I met James.
Mm-hmm.
And I texted my dad and I was like, oh, have you seen they're doing like a prequel? And he was a bit like, yeah, I don't know about that, we'll see. And when it was on, we were talking about it.
Right.
And he actually did like it, to be fair.
I think I really liked...
So when I brought you home...
There you go. Impressed him.
Yeah.
Impressed him.
I wasn't bringing home Jay for The Inbetweeners, I was bringing home young Del Boy.
Fair enough. I think that worked in that it wasn't an all-out comedy, and it was just exploring a load of characters that we all love.
Yeah.
Just that little bit more.
Well, I really, as just a viewer for the first series, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, they were specials. They were sort of around Christmas and Easter that they'd
Was
bring
it
out.
only a couple of episodes?
Yeah.
It was a while ago. When was
Yeah,
that? Although I met you when you were filming
The second lot, I think.
the second lot, because I came to set a couple of times, which was really cool. You were filming on a double-decker bus.
Right.
One of the days I was there, yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
Don't even remember it. I remember loving it, and I think we were going to do one more just to tie it all up, but John Sullivan passed away, which was a huge shock, because last time I saw him, he was fit as a fiddle.
Mm.
So that was really, really shocking. And in fact, I've got a message from him.
A text message?
Yeah, I've still got on my phone. And it was, he was literally like, I was trying to talk to him about something, and he was like, "Oh, I'll meet you up at this time," or something like that. He was like, "I'm just trying to get over this flu at the moment."
Oh no!
And it was pneumonia.
Oh, that was
it.
yeah.
That was the last time I heard from him.
Oh, that was shocking.
But it was, oh mate, what an honour.
Yeah,
to be involved with that.
Only two people have ever played Del Boy.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
You and Del Boy.
I remember when I got the part, and I was already a little bit worried about it because
that's a big responsibility.
Only Fools and Horses means so much to me.
Yeah.
And I remember Joe Thomas going, which didn't make me feel any better at all. He went, "It's a bit like Bond, isn't it? It's a bit like being the new Bond." And I went, "Thanks, mate."
Pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I thought that was really, really well cast. Like the younger Boyce and the younger Trigger, I thought they were all brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good cast.
Yeah.
And they were all very funny. I remember having a proper laugh doing it.
Yeah.
No, it was good, that. Is there any shows that you would bring back then, Claire? Not that you have to be in it. One for me, and obviously our producers know me well, they've literally written, what about something like Blackadder? And that would be definitely the first thing I'd bring back, because it literally is timeless, and there's loads more stuff that Ben Elton and Rowan Atkinson can explore.
Oh, Mr. Bean, I'll bring that back.
Mr. Bean, yeah.
He could do another couple.
But he does films now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does films. There'll definitely be another Mr. Bean film.
I love Mr.
There'll
Bean.
definitely be. Do you know how big Mr. Bean is in France? It's absolutely huge. It's the same thing as Charlie Chaplin. Chaplin was absolutely massive in France as well, because there's no language, and it's the same with Mr. Bean.
Right.
You don't.
I mean, surely that could be everywhere then. Why France specifically?
I don't know what it is about France specifically, but they just dig it. They're just proper into it.
Okay.
But because Mr. Bean doesn't rely on language at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't talk apart from food. Like, he says that every once in a while. It's all just very physical and visual, and you can see what's going on.
Yeah. I'll tell you what didn't disappoint. The Mr. Bean cartoon, There's a kids
good,
cartoon, and
good.
Rowan Atkinson does do the voice.
Well, I think that's gone on longer than what Mr. Bean.
Probably. And I don't mind watching that.
No,
the
it
kids,
is good.
The kids put that on, and I don't mind it.
They've been watching that since they were really little. I think it came out years before they were born as well. Producer James.
Yeah, maybe.
PJ, we got a
Peach.
Mr. Bean animated.
2002.
2002. I was still at school.
No.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Wow. Jeez Louise, I didn't think it was that old.
Noel's House Party, would you bring that back?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I would rather...
I loved Noel's House Party. I think you've got to be a certain age. I think if you're older than me and you
thought it was a load of
thought
rubbish.
It was a load of rubbish. I fucking loved Noel's House Party. I loved the gotchas. I loved Mr. Blobby.
No,
People getting slimed constantly.
I preferred the Generation game.
All good.
I liked that.
Yeah.
When it went by on the
I watched
the thing, that was so stressful when cuddly toy.
I did I watched a thing on YouTube. There's so many great sort of like homemade documentaries that use all like old footage and stuff like that, and there's just someone narrating, and it's about 40 minutes long, and it's why Big Break was such a success.
I loved Big Break.
And it talks about it really goes into the pilot and how it was sort of maybe not going to be made.
Right.
And then one of the creators of it, original creators of it, got like ousted, and then they sued them, and now he gets a credit on the
right.
It's genuinely really, really interesting. And also, if you grew up at that time, you do go, God, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. Big Break. My mum used to have a huge crush on Jimmy White. Is that his name, Jimmy White?
Yeah.
The snooker player.
Yeah.
He was
on Big Break a lot.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's why we probably watched it all the time.
Yeah, I know about this.
She was obsessed.
Yeah, tell him.
So obsessed, right?
This is
my
weird.
mum was so in. Now, no offense to Jimmy White, he's not conventionally a good-looking guy. She was so in love with him that, now I'm talking when I was, 10, 11, 12? My mum, for years and years and years, had a picture, you know those little passport pictures that all the mums had in their purse of their kids and stuff? She had a picture of Jimmy White in her purse.
Little passport picture of Jimmy White.
I don't know where she got it.
Well, I'll tell you something. A year ago, or maybe a little bit more than that, there was talk of a Jimmy White biopic.
That's right.
And
because you got
I read about it.
I
didn't get a call about it. I read about that, and I got onto the phone to my agent. I was like, "You got to get me. Can I be seen for this?
Right.
Like, I would love to do this. I think I'd be able to do this part.
Right.
I think I'd be made for that part to play a young Jimmy White."
Yeah. I mean, a bit weird since my mum was in love with him, but sort of crossing wires.
No, but he's a hero of mine, and I would have loved to have done that.
Yeah.
But they did say, "Oh, he's already been cast." But I've not heard anything since. So I don't know.
Chase that up.
I don't know what's happened to that project. I don't know if the bloke who's playing Jimmy White dropped out, but fucking, I'd do a job for you, and I'd do it really well as well. I promise you. I'll do my best.
I used to love Stephen Henry. Oh, he was a wee
course.
cutie. He was a wee cutie, and he was Scottish.
That's it. Is there a show that should never be rebooted?
The Inbetweeners. What a load of shit that was. No, I'm kidding. No, I'd love that to get rebooted.
Yeah, you'd love it, because then you don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, that's true. I'd get my extension at the back.
That's it. Yeah. Is that a BBL? Is that code for BBL?
No, I don't know that.
There's been some current reboots. Frasier, which I'm a huge fan of. We love Frasier. I know you love Frasier. Frasier, whatever.
I can't say Fraser.
It's Frasier.
Frasier.
You love Frasier.
I do love Frasier.
It's good.
I love the dad.
It's well good. The reboot didn't work for me. I think I got 3 episodes in and I was like, oh, it's not.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a reboot.
Yeah. I think they did 2 or 3 series of it. At least 2.
This is the problem, though. I think when you really like something, you're actually less inclined to watch a reboot of it.
Depends.
I think you get a bit. I think people get a bit protective over stuff that they love.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm like a living proof of that. Not only do people love me because of the Inbetweeners, which is really, really great, they hate it if I do anything else that's not the Inbetweeners.
Right.
Like, they cannot stand it if I'm not just Jay.
Right.
And then if I do try and lean into that in stuff, because I know that people love Jay.
Yeah.
And I like to think I did that quite well. So if I do sort of lean into that a bit, I sort of kept the Jay energy alive during sort of White Gold and stuff like that.
People loved White Gold.
But then people go, oh, he's just doing Jay from the Inbetweeners. I'm like, well, but that's all you want me to do. Like, it's just a complete, like, I'm being gaslit.
It's a minefield, mate.
It's like, oh, can you do more Jay? Can you be Jay more? Can you do more Inbetweeners? Be Jay. And then I do something else that's a bit similar. It's like, oh, all he's doing is Jay from the Inbetweeners.
Listen, you can't please everybody. You know that.
You can't please anybody.
No, that's true.
The Office US reboot. Less said about that, the better. I know that's...
James hates the American Office.
I know that, there's a reboot in development, which I actually knew about ages ago. I think I might have even maybe done a tape for it. Taped audition.
Oh, really?
Or I didn't. I can't remember whether I just...
I don't remember you doing that.
Yeah, no, what sounds more likely is I was just like, I'm not interested.
You're not messing with that.
Because I didn't like the US version. I think nowadays the US version is more popular than the actual
it's huge.
Office. But I didn't like it. I thought they missed the point of the Office and the point of it being having a documentary crew in an office. They behaved like there wasn't a documentary crew there. It was like really odd. It was like the humour comes from being awkward on television.
Playing up to the camera,
making a mistake and then looking at the camera going, oh fuck, I probably shouldn't have said that on camera just then. Whereas they didn't care about that at all. The American Office, I've not seen any of it. I saw one clip of it where it was a woman who works in the office.
Nothing against them.
And nothing against women. And she walks into the David Brent character guy's office, and the camera crew are following her. I don't know what the context is, but she walks into this office, lifts up her shirt, and then walks out the office. And he's like that. And I'm like, if you know there's a camera crew there and stuff like that, that's not how people behave.
How an office
the genius of what the original Office was accidentally being awkward, but also being like David Brent especially so aware there's a camera there and that this is his moment and that he's going to become a big star because of this. That's what's really, really hilarious. The American Office just didn't give a fuck about that.
Are we allowed to talk about the American Inbetweeners? Do you have
I don't know much about
opinion on that?
I genuinely don't know much about it.
Did you never watch it?
No, I don't think it ever came out over here.
Oh.
I've seen the clips of where they say bus turds instead of bus wankers. And
Bus turds.
I think what was really unfair about that whole thing was that the Inbetweeners originally was so influenced by American gross out teen comedies anyway.
Like American Pie and stuff.
We used to talk about the first American Pie film a lot. We used to talk about Superbad a lot. I think that came out just before we were about to sort of do the Inbetweeners and stuff. They were very much sort of like, yeah, we could do a British version of that, something that British people will be able to.
Yeah.
So then,
it is very British though. But
then to go to America and go, hey, want a gross teen sitcom? They should have gone, no, we've got loads of that. We already do it, and we already do it really well. We don't need a American version of a British American thing.
But wasn't it because it was on like quite early and stuff, and they couldn't really swear and stuff in the American thing?
I think they're super strict on network broadcasting in America anyway. It doesn't matter what time it's on.
Right.
You're not really allowed to swear unless it's HBO or a special, I might be wrong about this, but unless it's a special subscription that you pay for.
Right.
If it's just NBC or Fox or all those sort of national that everyone watches cable shows,
swear?
I don't think you're allowed to swear on
Fuck, this podcast will never get on one of them then, will it?
No, it's not. Hey, listen, I feel like this is, we've spoke about this as much as possible. Should we move on? Oh shit, hold on, Claire. I'm having a heart attack. Let me have a little heart attack and then we'll move on to one of our regular features. Right, so speaking of old TV shows, do you remember Mark?
What?
Mark got in touch with us a few weeks back with some new feature names.
The idea guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He came up with Pass the Buck, buck around and find out, buck me sideways, buck goose, buckaroo, and strike it Buckley.
Yeah.
And he did say, don't ask me what the features are about. I'm just a name guy. I don't get paid. You guys figure it out. Well, our hot shot producers have begrudgingly listened, and they've built one out. And I think you're hosting this. You're the host of this.
Strike
feature.
it, Buckley.
That's right.
All right.
I'm going to put my iPad down and let you pick up some of the slack for once. You just sit there. You don't even look at the iPad.
That's because I'm just producing fucking gold comments.
Sure. Go on then.
Bringing you down a peg or two. Before we do Strike it, Buckley, I want to do Buck Around and Find It. All right?
I feel like that's a game I play with you a lot.
Yeah. Taxi drivers, husbands, people in supermarkets, they will buck around with me.
And they will find out.
And they will buck and find it. Right, okay. So, Mark, we are going to play Strike It Buckley. Theme tune?
Fades out. It's so long it fades out. Wow. All right.
His little face.
I'm in. We're in.
You happy with that one?
We're in.
Okay. All right.
Sigh.
No, well done. So welcome to Strike It Buckley, the fast-paced trivia show presented by yours truly, Clair Buckley. For our inaugural round, I'm going to ask James 10 questions on Britain's funniest place names.
Done that already.
Yeah, the Inbetweeners did a road trip.
We did the rude road trip for comic relief.
So you might remember some. Okay, James.
Yes.
Sorry, hold on. I'm fucking sweating. Okay. Right, okay, sorry. Can't do that when you're the...
No, you're not allowed to do that. That's not primetime BBC, is it? You wouldn't see Barrymore going, I'm fucking sweating. Well, you might. I don't know.
Right, James, all you have to do is answer whether the following place names are real or fake.
Okay.
Okay. British town names, real or fake. Number 1.
Yes.
Spankers Hill.
That's a tough one, man. I'm going to go real.
It's fake.
Is it really? Wow.
So that's a good one. That sounded real. That did sound real. Okay, number 2.
Yeah.
Fingering Hole.
That's real. We all know Fingering Hoe. That's a classic.
Why was that?
I can't remember. I feel like we went there on the road trip, or it was mentioned that we should have gone to Fingering Hoe.
You should know where Fingering Hole is.
Why?
Because it's in Essex.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were calling yourself a hoe there, Claire.
Well, okay. This Essex village name combines Old English for finger of land and a river bend,
there you go.
Which is a hole.
Yeah.
Fingering Hole.
Perfect.
Nothing wrong with that. Number 3. Ready? Scrotely on Sea.
Scrotely?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go fake.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fake.
Scrotely. I'd like to set a sitcom there, though.
Scrotely.
Scrotely on Sea.
Yeah, it's good.
Be like, sort of, I don't know, I could write something.
Yeah, to the mill.
Be like Southend or something.
Yeah, there you go. Number 4, Butthole Lane.
Butthole Lane. I think that's real.
Butthole Lane.
I'm pretty sure that's real. I think it's in Bristol.
Butthole Lane, a Leicestershire road with roots in medieval archery targets.
That was it.
Oh, you don't want to put a target there?
No, because you would, the way you'd hold a bow, you'd hold it by the butt.
Right. Look at you making stuff up.
Well, there's a butt of a gun, isn't there, of a rifle?
Tuggington Green.
Tuggington Green. Now, that feels like a 80s kids TV show. With all the characters in Tuggington Green.
Yeah.
They'd all come out to play.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Sit in a circle.
Yeah. I'm going to go true. I'm going to go that's a real place. In Wales.
What did the Welsh do?
Nothing. I'm just trying to think of sort of...
No, that's fake.
That's fake. There's a place called Buckley in Wales.
Is that?
There's a town called Buckley.
Cool.
We should do something there. We should go to Buckley.
What?
We should do like a little live thing in Buckley.
Okay.
Just saying, the Buckleys podcast in Buckley.
Okay. I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Number 6, scratch arse wear.
Well, that's not true. That's fake.
Scratch arse wear.
That's got to be fake. You can't have somewhere called scratch arse. It's got to be fake.
Scratch arse wear. Real or fake?
Fake.
It's real, mate. Dorset Hill's popular with hikers. Where means grazing land. The rest, well...
It's where you scratch your arse.
Yeah. I mean, you're probably by yourself.
Is it?
So.
How are they spelling arse?
A-R-S-E.
Scratch arse where?
Where. W-A-R-E. Yep.
Brilliant. I love that. I love that that's real.
Number 7, great cock up.
No, that's fake. That's fake. That's got to be fake. That's a Thin Blue Line. Do you remember the Thin Blue Line? The sitcom about it was Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ben Elton wrote it.
Right, yeah.
And there was a great joke. It was one of my favourite sitcom jokes ever. It was like, right, my arse is on the line here, so we don't want any cock-ups, all right? Your cock-up, my arse. It's like one of my very favourite sitcom jokes.
That's good. Well, the place, great cock-up, real or fake?
Fake.
It's real, mate.
Wow, brilliant.
A lake district fell with a name that likely refers to birds and valleys, if you say so.
Sort of, yeah.
If you say so. Buckminster.
I want them all to be real. I do want them all to be real. I'm going to go fake because we've had too many real ones.
Yeah, that's fake. Yeah. That's fake. Okay, here's one.
I feel like that's more real than the last one, though. I only went that it was fake because I got the last couple wrong.
No. So Buckminster is
Buckminster
fake.
sounds more real than Great Cock Up.
It does, yeah. It does. Number 9, shag Motherwell.
I'm going to go real.
Shag.
Yeah, shag feels like an ye olde English word that's maybe been
Ye old shag.
Yeah.
Written in Buckminster.
Well, shag is like... Wasn't that to do with tobacco at one point and stuff?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I know it is a rug carpet.
Yeah?
Shag Motherwell is not real.
Oh.
Shag Motherwell.
Yeah. Well, Motherwell's a place, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just thought maybe it was on the outskirts of Motherwell.
Yeah, but when you put that together, Shag Motherwell.
You know, you've got yourself a game show.
You do, yeah. You do. All right, last one.
Go on.
Bell End.
Bell End. There's definitely a Bell End. There's
one in here.
I reckon there's a few Bell Ends. Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I think there's got to be a few Bell Ends.
Well, this one's real. Found in Rowley Regis, Stourbridge and Northampton. Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, there's loads of them.
This name stems from an old pub and various bell-themed spots.
There you go. Church spires and stuff like that. Can I chuck one in for you?
Go on.
It's one of my favourite. Oh, what was it called? Oh, I've forgotten it, Claire. Oh. I think it was Adam's Bottom. And we went there on the Rude Road trip.
Right.
For comic relief. And we did a live broadcast for GMTV from Adam's Bottom. And we got...
GMTV?
Yeah.
God, you're going back now.
And we got cut off because I couldn't resist myself. Because I was going... Because it was like, we're in Adam's Bottom. I was like, yeah, it's great to be in Adam's Bottom. And I was going, look at all these people here in Adam's Bottom. We've managed to fit the car in Adam's Bottom as well.
Okay.
And because it was like a tiny lane as well, I was like, and it was a tight squeeze to be fair, but we managed to get it in Adam's Bottom. And they were like, you're off. Like they did. They went, you're done.
All right, well, thank you. Sorry, one sec, I just got to do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you for watching this week's round of Strike It Buckley. We hope you enjoyed that. Listeners, do get in touch with any trivia rounds that you'd like me to test James on. And while you're at it, why not send in the funniest place names you've spotted around the UK or any stupid but passable ones that you can think of.
And also thank you to Mark, who I believe has a co-creator credit on that. Yeah?
Yeah. Sure.
Well done, Mark. You don't get any money. No one's getting paid, mate.
You don't get nothing. You don't get nothing.
You can have 100%. 100% of nothing is still nothing, brother.
Right. Wow. How did you like that?
I loved it.
Good.
I loved it so much.
Good. Should we move on?
Let's move on. Okay, Claire.
Yes, James.
I don't know about you, but I think it's time for some wasted dreams. Jingle me. Dreams. Love it. It's weird. Honestly, the weirder the better. Right? This is the segment where
he doesn't think they're weird though. He's well happy with them until he comes in here. And then he goes, "Oh no, it's just a joke, guys." Then he goes and cries about it.
Oh, this is the segment where we discuss people's weird...
He's getting paid for this.
This is the segment where we discuss people's weird and wasted dreams.
Only joking, James.
Just a reminder, keep them coming in by emailing the Buckleys at platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. I got one here from Ben. Benny boy. G'day. He's from Australia, so obviously I love you already, Ben. The subject here says mini roll. Ben says, "G'day Buckleys, Ben from Australia here, love the show and can't wait."
Wait, whoa. I don't think that's how we would sound.
"G'day Buckleys, Ben from Australia here, love the show and can't wait for the Down Under tour. Now, apologies, my dream isn't so much wasted, but it's certainly fucked." Can I stop it now? It's taking too long.
I don't want you to, but if you need to.
My dream isn't so much wasted, but it's certainly fucked. And I was hoping the two of you could shed some light on what it means. I love this. I love it.
Yeah, but we're not dream
No,
experts.
but I'm a bit of an amateur dream expert. Oh dear. So in the dream, I'm at the footy with my old man, and I've got my beautiful newborn baby with me.
Oh.
We're watching the match.
Oh my God, he throws the baby.
Sun's shining. Old man's calling the umpire a baby's being cute as fuck, and then shit went sideways. Old man says he's gonna go get a pie. I say, I'm alright, I'll just stay here with the young fella. He fucks off, and I keep watching the footy. He's gone for ages. Half time comes and no sign of the old boy. A minute before the end of the match, he comes back. No pie in sight. I said, "Where's your pie?" He goes, "Nah, pastry's shit here." I look down at my beautiful newborn baby boy, and he's turned into a giant sausage roll. And the pastry just starts melting between my fingers. For neither love nor money, I can't keep him in one piece. And then he's gone. I look at the old man, and he just goes, "See?" Anyway, whatever insight you have on this would be greatly appreciated, guys. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory.
That is so self-explanatory.
That's the anxiety and the nervousness of being a parent.
Yep, 100%.
Because that's literally what you're doing. You're trying to keep your pastry child all in one piece, make sure that they're safe and that they're all right.
Yeah.
And I assume from that, Ben, that you're having those worries and dreams like that you are a good dad.
No. And also, you sound like a lot of fun.
He's Australian.
He just sounds, the way he talks, you know, it just sounds like we could have a pint.
That's how they talk in Australia. Oh, he's fucking shit. They're brilliant.
Yeah.
They're my favourite people. I love them.
I thought Scottish people were your favourite people.
They're also my favourite people. Everyone's my favourite person.
Can I just say something, James? You've missed it.
Yes, I'm about to get to it.
From Ben.
Ben signs off by saying, "Cheers, guys. Up the mighty chieftains." Go on, the Chiefs.
Chieftains.
Cheers for that, Ben. That's a good dream. Although, probably stressful for you.
Yeah, but that's what was happening there,
is,
mate.
yeah, mate.
Yeah, you're struggling.
You're
struggling. You're worrying. You're a dad.
You're one of those idiots that care about their kids, and that's what they do. They even fucking stress you out in your dreams.
Yeah.
That's what's being a parent is all about.
It is. Yeah.
Hey, listen, Claire. I feel like I've spoken too much bollocks this episode. Have you got any bollocks that you'd like to?
Just this episode?
Yeah. Have you got any more bollocks that you'd like to?
I got huge bollocks, mate.
Sure. But that is it.
But I'm not getting them out on the podcast.
We'll talk more about Claire's bollocks next week. That's it for this week's episode of the Buckleys. Thank you very much for listening or watching, if you're that way inclined. Remember, you can get in touch with your stories and questions by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app that you like to use. And if you are feeling extra generous, why not go ahead and leave us a review? All that is left is for Claire to say,
see you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday. Go on and shave, James!